Hi, I'm Jeff Byers. I'm going to take you through, we're going to continue on with getting the dice work prepped. We're going to use ZBrush. I'm going to show you a technique that can help you with future projects as well. Again, this is overkill. You won't need to do this for the dice, but I wanted to show you this technique that allows you to add a lot of really cool detail using alpha maps. Okay, so what we'll need to do is you'll need to set up your file as a new, and we're going to go 600 by 600 pixels. So type in 600 by 600 pixels. Okay. And once you create, go ahead and rename that dice. Okay. And what we're going to do is once you get your dice set up, then what you'll do is you'll go ahead and you'll double click on this layer and open it up, and you'll create layers, and you'll start creating these circles, the divots, if you will, and you'll have to do 6 of them. Okay, so you start with 1, and then 2, then do 3, 4, 5, and 6. So sometimes you can find these online, but I'll go ahead and make your own alpha maps. Okay. The problem with these alpha maps is that you do want to save this out. So once you get all this done, go ahead and save this out as a PSD. ZBrush sees PSDs, so let's go ahead, and what we want to do is we want to filter this a little bit. So let's go into a blur, and let's do a Gaussian blur. And what we want to do is we want to blur these. Let's make sure it's selected. Make sure the layer is selected, and then let's go back into blur. There we go. And we want to blur them just about 4, at a value of about 4. What this is going to do is it's going to give us a nice effect, a subtle effect from the top into the bottom. And this works really, really well. So we'll go ahead and do 4. If you go higher than that, you start getting some weird slow effect into the abyss, which is not good. So let's keep it right around 4. You can type that in if you want, and click OK. And do that for all of the layers. Okay. Again, you can see that as a Control F. So if I want to go in there, and I was manually going in here, and it told me that I could go Control F, and that would be kind of like what I showed you how to do a G in Maya. So Control F would allow you to add that to each one of those. So watch for those keys, those hotkeys. Learn those. Okay. So what I want to do now is I want to start with 6. Let's go ahead and open up a history, and I'm going to layer flatten image. I'm going to save this out as dice 6, and let's call this alpha. Okay, save that. Let's go back to this, and let's do the same thing for number 5. Flatten image. And let's go save as. It's Shift Control S. And let's do 5 on here. And let's go back in the history. And let's go ahead and collapse the layers again. I'm not sure if I have to do this, but I'm not going to take any chances, so I'm just going to go ahead and do this. And dice 5, dice 4. Okay, so I'm going to cut this, and we'll come back after I get everything done. Okay, we got it all finished. We've got all of them done. So make sure you save your final piece. Also, I found this online. I'm going to use this as a texture map. I'm going to show you about the fastest way to add divots to your object using Crazy Bump. But we'll do that. Let's go ahead and get that set up. I'm going to close this. And I found this online, or you can create this yourself. But I'm going to go in here and open up my source images UV map. There we go. And I'm going to pull this away, and I'm going to drag and drop this right on top, holding the Shift key. Okay, and you can see that it's really, really low resolution. Okay, so I'm going to pop it up here, and I'm going to go ahead and scale it. I notice that scaling is Control T for hotkey. Okay, hold the Shift key. I already messed it up, so let me do it again. And Control T. And hold down the Shift key. Hold down the Shift key. There we go, like that. Alright, hit enter. There we go. Sorry about that, had an itch. And let's go in here and double click on the background, create a layer. Click on the layer and turn down the opacity. We'll look at there. It fits perfectly, kind of, sort of. And might have to move it a little bit. That's incredible. Okay, let's move it over and align it a little bit more. Pretty amazing. Okay, so now we've got that dice. There we go. Put it over top of it. It's off a little bit. Don't think it's enough to concern me. Okay. Alright, so that looks good. Let's bring that back up, opacity back up. Okay, so there's my map. I'm not too worried about this dark area here. You'll never see it. As you can see, everything that will be colored and done will be in here. I will just kind of paint that part of it. So I can just take that layer and go and flood it with white with that layer here. Here we go. So I'm going to bring that layer back up to 100%. Okay, there we go. And so we're going to save this out. And this will be our texture UV alpha that we will use in Crazy Bump. But we'll do that in another video. Right now we're gonna bring this down. Let's go ahead and save that as a PSD. And let's go ahead and layer and flatten that image. And then go File. Save as a Targa. There we go. At 24 bits. Okay, let's do some damage in ZBrush.